Welcome to Slow and Steady, the podcast where you get to follow along as we figure out how to build products and recover from burnout. I'm Brian.
And I'm Benedikt. Each week we'll give an honest peek into our lives as we figure things out. Today is April 20th and I'm feeling excited again.
This is episode number 87 and I am feeling sleepy. Took me like 3 tries just to get through 2 sentences there. So thank you for your patience.
Well, it was only 1 try, so don't make it sound worse than it is.
felt like 3. Yeah, man. You were like, is it too early in the morning? It's like, no, I've been up for 2 hours.
Maybe that's part of the problem.
Yeah, I had another early call with Lego, which is fantastic, but just usually means I'm like a little bit sleepy. Yeah. Dude, how's everything going on your side? What's got you so excited again?
Well, a couple of things. One of those things is we are about to sign our contract for the new home, like the new house. Woo! Later today, basically after this recording, I hit stop and then I basically get into the car and drive over there to sign it.
Congrats! So
in
which
the end,
which one do we get?
In the end, it wasn't the favorite one, but like the runner-up, the second one.
All right.
Which is still a nice home and a nice house, and but it's not as close to Darmstadt as the previous one or the one where we are in right now, or even the other one that we also really liked. But still, like, we are super relieved to not be homeless.
Yeah, just
by the end of June.
Have it done, checked off.
Yeah.
Okay. So how much further away is it, and how, like, what degree of inconvenience is that going to be, or like what's the implication there?
Well, for me, it doesn't change a thing because I'm still working from home.
Yeah.
But my fiance will have to, like, her commute will double at least, and it's on a busy, like, the route is pretty busy. So she might, like, we don't know for sure yet. Like, there might be a lot more traffic than we are expecting right now. Maybe it's not as bad, but like, my first prediction is she'll probably have double the commute than she had before, maybe a little bit more. But yeah, I mean, that's just how it is, and there's no way around that right now.
Yeah.
We could have just, like, kept looking for a while longer, but it's, I don't know, like, we still have to organize the move and all of that within 3 months. So it felt like let's decide on this real quick, make sure we have something, and then get everything organized and managed. And I mean, of course, like, people want you to rent the place for a longer duration, but I have a feeling we will not stay there forever. So, I mean, we would plan us for us to stay there for at least a year, because I can't take 2 moves within a year. I think I'm not built for that. And then maybe, I mean, we will know, like, we either like it and are comfortable staying for quite a while longer, or we decide that commute is a problem or whatever is a problem, and then we'll probably have to start looking again.
Yeah, and then you're able to start looking on your own timeline and your choice. And cool. Well, sorry it all happened, but I'm glad to hear that you've found something that's going to work for the time being.
Yeah, for sure.
With the move.
Yeah, that's like, I had a call with a friend earlier today, and was like, yeah, it's like the Hydra. You chop one head off and suddenly get like 3 more. Because now we have to organize the move. Like, we have to buy a kitchen, and like all this stuff. Like, none of this was on my to-do list for this year.
I was going to say, exactly. Like, it's not the sort of not what you had been planning on putting your time and your mental energy into.
Yeah, and it's like, it's really taxing on, like, the mental energy side of things.
Yes, exactly.
Like, last week, just waiting for the responses from the other house. Like, they said they will get back to us in the middle of the week. So basically Wednesday morning, we were sitting there waiting.
Refreshing.
Yeah, open the email, no response. Open the email 5 minutes later, still no response.
Yeah.
And it took us this period lasted until Thursday night, where I was finally like, okay, by whatever definition of the middle of the week, like Thursday night's definitely not the middle of the week anymore. So I tried calling them, they didn't pick up. So I sent them a text, they didn't reply. and at some point we're like, okay, F it, we have to decide. And I was literally just typing the email confirming that we'll take the second option when the other party replied telling us that they decided to go with someone else. So I mean, in the end it worked out okay, but it was still super stressful. We didn't get anything done with those 2 days, just waiting to hear back from them.
Well, at least now you know, and it's very apropos. You're wearing a "Better Done Than Perfect" t-shirt at this exact moment.
That's exactly the spirit these days.
Yes, that is the spirit. That is the spirit. Better done than perfect.
I noticed your background looks a little bit different because your shelves are empty.
Yes. That's funny. You noticed. I've just been packing. And so, my office is not like empty, but it definitely feels different. Nothing on the shelves. My kids' artwork is off of the wall. Stuff is going into boxes. I think 99% sure I took a picture of this. Like, one of the things I worked on over the weekend was figuring out how to get as many board games as I can into as small a packaging as possible. And I'm pretty proud. I feel pretty good about the options that we'll have on the road. I got I don't know, probably a good 20 or so games into 4 or 5 small little plastic tubs.
Nice. That's cool.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yes. So that was an important task to get done. But just packing up, starting to feel weird. Definitely feels real, but feels weird as well. So.
Yeah, similar over here. I ordered 25 cardboard boxes earlier today.
Yes. Yeah. Start throwing things in, right? That's funny. We totally didn't expect this, but we're both packing up our houses at the same time.
Yeah, right. Let's see how it works out for both of us. And I know some listeners suggested that I should just get a camper van as well and then live on the road for a year.
That's true. You could, I guess, if none of the options had come through, if none of the contracts had come through, then ultimately, I think you would have had no other choice but to
probably not
Sprinter and just drive around Europe. That's not I mean, that's not a bad gig.
Yeah, it isn't. And my fiance still has to work, but
exactly. I was going to say
thinking about it, maybe not. If we don't have to pay rent.
That's true.
You could save a lot of money.
If your living expenses are dramatically reduced to food, petrol, and a place to park.
Yeah. Maybe we should not sign the contract later. No, just joking.
I'll let you. Check in with me in December.
Yeah,
you can let me pilot this program for you.
I'm definitely going to check in weekly.
Yes. Yeah, we will be. Oh man, we had a still a massive inconvenience, but a potential time crisis averted, which was first of all, do you hear my dog barking his head off upstairs?
It's about
is it distracting? Do I need to run get him, or okay, cool. I'll just carry on then. So we were, we've been renovating the RV, pulling out carpet and all this stuff. Well, Laura was doing something in the bedroom, in the RV bedroom, and she sees this little bug crawling across the foam, the mattress, and she's like, she takes a picture of it. Google Lens identifies it as a bed bug. Okay. And if anybody, I mean, no, we've had a few friends who had a bed bug infestation in their place. It is just a huge inconvenient nightmare, thousands of dollars. You have to move out of your place, for a while. And we're just like, no, please, no. So we have a pest guy come over right away, or the next day, but like, within like 18 hours of spotting it. And he pops into the RV, looks around, he's like, yeah, bed bugs, definitely. And we're like, oh my gosh. I mean, we've been in and out of this thing daily for a month. We're just panicking. He comes into the house and just thoroughly inspects every single mattress and all of our stuff. And he's like, you're good. So somehow, they did not make their way into the home. That would have been so bad. The downside is that we are now just, we are shutting. We're not going in there. He can't come out to do the work until the end of this week. So we basically just lose a week, in the RV of working on it. But that's why I've just been packing inside the house. Like, okay, fine, we'll just pause renovation and just get to work on packing and packing. But yeah, similar to you, where it was like, oh, we would have preferred for this not to happen, but second best option is for it to be limited. And thank goodness that it is.
And also, like, for it to have, like, you notice this now and not like 3 months from now on the road.
Gosh, exactly. I mean, and we're planning on, we're going to take it for a test run to a campsite here in just a few weeks. We were going to try and sleep in it a few times, just to kind of see like, hey, here's this works, this doesn't, let's get this. I mean, if any of those things had happened before, Laura noticed that, we would be in a much, much worse situation. So that was just a colossal relief. Also an inconvenience, but way more of a relief than an inconvenience.
Yeah.
That could have been bad.
Yeah.
That could have been bad.
You dodged the bullet there for sure.
Yes. Yeah, for sure. Hey, what about, so what's up in user list land?
Yeah, so we decided to, last week, I think, I'm not sure if I mentioned that, but we decided on like strategy for the future of user list and what to build next. We basically decided, hey, all hands on deck for like the marketing feature.
Okay, cool.
So this week I did not work on it.
Well, yeah.
We had of course, that's how it goes. Over the last couple of months, we had a couple people request basically request a Zapier integration to either like send data into user list, but like most common is even get notifications when people unsubscribe from emails in user list, so they can unsubscribe them from other services. And I don't know why, but at some point last week I decided to, hey, the Zapier thing, it shouldn't be too hard. I've built one before. Maybe I should just try to do it, and basically was able to, within a day or so, write a Zapier integration for the incoming stuff. And then at the end of the week, I was like, yeah, so I have one part of this done. Maybe I should look into the other part as well. So I ended up building, like, basically connecting stuff we already had. Like, we had basic, very bare bones outgoing webhooks implementation that we use internally for our Slack notifications, stuff like that. So I was able to hook that up with our automations and basically create a few endpoints for Zapier to hook into. And now we also have outgoing actions in Zapier.
Just like that.
Relatively easy in the end. I rolled it out earlier today and worked well, like, during development, but after I rolled it out to production, I again noticed, like, Zapier has this requirement that you provide some sample data when people set up the actions. So you should show them, hey, this is an example response you get, so you can continue to keep setting up your Zap. And of course, when I rolled it out to production, the query to load the sample data was super slow because it was like scanning through our events table for matching events. And as I mentioned a couple of times, this is the largest table by far.
Yes.
So while the Zapier implementation is done, I'm back again database optimizing, rewriting queries, adding indices, just to make this fast enough. So while we are speaking and recording this, I actually have a migration running that creates new database indexes. And hopefully they'll speed things up quite a bit. We see.
Yeah. Does it help me see what's going on here? Does it have to be the sample data that it wants to look at? Does it have to be an actual live example, or could you just like create one just cached record or something and it hits
like when you set up the action, they like in the definition, they allow you to define a sample event, like a static one, but that will only be used for some reason. Fetching a live data point doesn't work.
Okay.
So they kind of want you to show some real life data.
They do want it. They want it to be live, so you should make it work.
Yeah. I mean, question is, would they know if we cheated a little bit and faked the data? But I mean, from a usability standpoint, it makes sense to surface the
because then maybe like and like if your sample one gets out of sync and you forgot to update this because you added okay. All right. So
I hope I implemented it properly, and hopefully like the improvements I made to the database and the query, like we are officially now in the land where when you have two ways of querying the data, like we're not using the obvious one anymore. We're using the one that will be more performant based on the indexes we have. So the query looks a little bit strange, but I added a comment stating, this is on purpose.
Hey, future me, you're going to be mad at me.
Yeah. Before you freak out, consider this.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, but
is that are you gonna like create some launch messaging around the Zapier integration? Is it noteworthy enough to warrant that, or are you just going to kind of roll it out and notify the people who've asked?
For now, we're just going to roll it out and invite people that asked for it. Like we have somebody asked for it last week, so I decided to invite them later today. And get a couple people using it, maybe see like what else are people requesting, like is there anything we should add? And once that is done, I mean, before you can launch it, Zapier requires you to write a bunch of documentation. I think you need a launch blog post and stuff like that. There's still plenty of work to do for this to be ready to launch, but with the beta or like the invite only thing, we can at least make those people happy who are asking for it. And then I guess we're going to launch it sometime in the future.
Sure.
It will not be a big like product hunt launch or something like that. It's just like put it on the website and stuff like that. Cool. Which is, by the way, it's a real opportunity there in like creating more content, because once the Zapier integration is in there, like in theory, you could have like an integration page for every single thing that connects to Zapier, and be like, hey, connect user list to whatever. And Zapier even has an API for that data. So in theory, when you deploy the website, we could just scrape that API and generate pages for every other application that's connected to Zapier.
Wow.
Let's see. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe not.
Potential opportunity there, though.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, that's that's it from my side. Like, as I said, last week wasn't super productive because we're basically checking our email accounts every 5 minutes.
Yep.
But yeah.
Cool. Well, yeah. Oh, so I kind of mentioned over here, I mean, on the Year on the Road project, just dealing with new variables on the RV all the time. But working through that. Starting it, the house is looking, the living room is mostly packed up, like stuff's coming off the walls. That feels that's making it feel real.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so progress there. Let's see. So on the board game on backpack stuff, just continue. We've got a couple more playthroughs in real life. It's legitimately fun. There's definitely some elements of imbalance that feel hard to nail down. Like, I mean, sometimes you'll sit down and play and you just get clobbered. And you feel like you can't make any progress, round after round, you're just getting destroyed. And so it's like, okay, is the game too hard that it's not fun? And then Laura and I sat down and played through the other night, and we won with room to spare. Mm-hmm. And so it felt like, that was a little too easy. Like, if this were our first or second time to play this, would we think, okay, neat game, but it's not challenging enough. So just striking the balance is just really, really hard. But I mean, that's part of the fun. That's all good with it. So we are putting some focus to some energy toward really trying to get out and get some more online play tests. I've kind of told Graham, dude, I'm going to be pretty consumed with consulting work and getting ready for the big, move here over the next month. And so he's going to just put a shoulder behind getting some emails in place and reaching out to there are all sorts of online communities that are specifically like, we want to do online play tests, to like get it set up, make it usable. But we'll play and give you some feedback. So Graham's going to be putting some work into that. And yeah, that'll be really, really good. The other thing that we wanted to start making some progress on was just getting some sample conceptual work done, like a cover image, a handful of cards, handful of terrain tiles, so that we can throw up a website, just a landing page, so that it seems like this is real. It's going to be professional, and sign up to stay in touch. Mm-hmm. And so those are an artist that I had reached out to back in like January or February, because we just loved their work and their rates were amazing. And so I emailed them over the weekend, and they were just like, yeah, sorry, we're booked up until the end of June. It's like, dang it. So, I mean, I didn't expect that they would be able to start like this week or next week, but I didn't expect that it would be over 2 months out. So that's a bummer. So we felt like we can't wait 2 months, just to get some conceptual work done. So we kind of look around and see what our other options are, which is a bummer. The other thing is that, so that when we do get that artwork done, or do get something spun up, we've kind of decided on the name of Enchanted Street Games. And so I grew up on Enchanted. I actually grew up on Enchanted Drive in Paris, Texas. But Enchanted Street, I don't know, just sounds a little cooler. And so I need to get the domain registered and get that. Just get like a little, placeholder landing page in place there, so we can just start collecting email addresses and keeping people posted, so that if we do, likely when we do launch a Kickstarter, we'll have something to work from. So, I mean, I keep wanting to say if, because I would prefer to go any route other than Kickstarter.
Yeah.
But it's just so hard to get signed, like to get to get the game purchased as a first time designer. Like we have no background, and so it's just really, really difficult. Anyway, so I mean, but so that's where all of that stands. But it's good. It's just kind of continuing to move along, slow and steady over there. It's good. I keep having this feeling like I wanna write a blog post or something about why publishing a board game is like launching a web app. It's like bootstrapping a web app, but I have a handful of other things on my plate at the moment. That'd be more of a fun to little passion project. But anyway, yeah, that's where that's at. I don't have much else to report on the consulting side of things. Other than like those projects are going incredibly well. Feels so encouraging. I'm so grateful to have that kind of margin. Can't imagine what it would feel like otherwise. But the thing that's definitely on my mind is turning it into a productized service. And I just need to get it out of my head and onto like onto some note sheets, some notepad. Because I have some ideas there around how to productize what I've done for these couple of clients here. It is super valuable. They are loving it. I think they would pay even more than they are for the service side. Now, is there some sort of way that I can turn it into a process and make it more accessible at a lower price point, but that still really, really works, for me?
Yeah. By the way, talking about that, like for some reason came across Jupyter Notebooks again this week, and was thinking that this might be something for you, like instead of like running your own Rails app for that. Like Jupyter Notebooks are basically like kind of like Google Docs, but allow you to embed code and run code. Okay. So you could do like do a report and then include like some interactive elements that visualize data and stuff like that. Maybe that's something you could use for that. But in the end, I don't have first-hand experience with that kind of stuff, and also not entirely sure what exactly you'd need. But maybe this is something you can look into.
All right, cool. Yeah, I will take a look at it. Jupyter with a Y?
Yeah.
All right. Right on.
I think there are a couple of other tools out there with similar concept, but that's the one I've at least heard of before.
Yes. Nice. Cool. Okay. That's it for me, man. Short and sweet. This week for me.
Yeah, same here. Like nothing else to report on.
Cool. Well, great catching up. We'll talk next week.
Yeah. See you next week.
Later.
Bye.